OK, let's go to Melbourne, Australia now and speak to Joe Siracusa, who's the inaugural Professor of Global Futures at Curtin University. Good to speak to you, Joe. So, I mean, you can understand why the people of New York voted for Zohran Mamdani, because he's made several big promises. Some will cost more than others, but they're all going to seemingly improve the lives of New Yorkers. Question is, can he afford to do it?
I think so, and Happy New Year, Neil.
Happy New
Yeah, I
Year to
think
you.
he can do a number of these things, but the most important thing is he's driving Donald Trump crazy. He's everything Donald Trump hates. He sees the pitfalls of racism and poverty. He sees people that Donald Trump doesn't see. He had Letitia James, Donald Trump's bête noire, administering the oath on a Quran of all things. And, he's kind of the bellwether. He's telling Trump that his days are numbered because he's actually shown how to beat Trump and his interest groups. Now, Trump can hold back money if he wants. He will be sued for these monies, and the money will go back to New York anyway. But, New York has always been a wonderful melting pot, a social laboratory. When I was born, there was Fiorello LaGuardia, who was a socialist type Italian guy, and then Ed Koch came later on, a very dynamic Jewish mayor. I mean, we've always had these great people who've run New York City. Now, it's not as big as Istanbul or Beijing or those places, but it's a very important city. And I think Mamdani's victory puts Trump on notice that there are limits to how far MAGA can go, because he tried to defeat him very badly. But I like his campaign. He had Bernie Sanders is going to see him again, and AOC is going to, I think, administer the oath the second time, or vice versa with Sanders. So, he's got all these people that keep Donald Trump up at night on his side and showing them how it's done. Can
Joe,
he deliver
I just
on
want to look
everything?
at the possible repercussions, though, because, I mean, the wonderful ideological promises that he's made. And part of the way he's going to pay for it is by increasing taxes on wealthy New Yorkers and on corporations. Now, history is, from what I've seen of it, when that happens, corporations tend to up and move somewhere else. And also, a lot of wealthy people do the same. Is there a danger they will not tolerate this and they'll up sticks?
Not really. I mean, some of them will, of course, try to get out of town, but he's not going after them with vigilantes. He's going to try to get it out of them gently, so to speak. And sure, he's not going to be able to deliver on all this, but Mamdani's career is the playbook on how to defeat MAGA in the future. So, I mean, it's the political impact that's very important. And look, will he scare some New Yorkers? Yeah. There are about 8.8 million people in New York. I think 21 million in the greater New York area. No one's leaving. I worked in New York with Merrill Lynch once. We wouldn't be leaving New York City, and no matter who was the mayor. So we're going to try to get along nicely. Now, can Trump make Mamdani's life miserable? Yes, he can. But can Mamdani make Trump's life miserable? Oh, he's doing that right now.
If he does the things and he achieves what he says he's setting out to do, I mean, not only will he change, I think, the look of New York demographically, he will get quite a support base. For example, free universal childcare, that already exists to some extent, but the estimates are it costs between $18,000 and $26,000 a year for childcare. And the consequence of that is that a lot of couples, when they have the first child, they leave New York. So if they are staying, that will completely change the appearance of the city demographically.
Yes, not only, yeah, I think they will stay. And, the important thing here, Neil, is that Mamdani sees them. He sees the problem. He's identifying with them and their problems. I mean, Trump doesn't identify with the average man. Trump's all for the rich guys and all that kind of thing. He's not paying attention to them. Yeah, I think he can solve a lot of these smaller problems. Now, look, he comes from the Queens, which is the same place that Trump comes from. He comes from one of these awful countries. He was born in one of these awful African countries, Uganda, that Trump hates, as a matter of fact. And he's an immigrant, and Trump doesn't like those guys either. I mean, everything about this guy is wonderful, because he's showing Trump supporters that if they want to get elected in the future, and they're going to do it without Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is the lame duck president, they're going to have to come to terms with this kind of spirit. And this is what Donald Trump has engendered in New York. After all of his nonsense there, he's got a guy who fights back. And you know what, Neil? He wins. This guy's a winner.
Joe, great to get your assessment here. Joe Siracusa,
Okay, thank you.
who is from Curtin University in Australia. Thank you.